Arsenal, Southampton. 3-3 in the end. What do you guys think this is for the title race? I know we covered it on another show for a bit, but overall thinking logically and what you know of Man City, what we know of Arsenal, and going into this week, which is probably the biggest week in Arsenal. It's definitely the biggest week in Arsenal season. Because they've got to play Man City off the back of 3 draws, bro. So what are the chances now? And I know that the chances are still high because the top of the table, bro, but it's in Man City's hands theoretically at the moment. And that's we know that.
Well, you can also say it's in Arsenal hands if they can get the result against City, which obviously, instead of going in as the favorites or going in comfortable to lose the game, it's now a must-win game. But for Southampton, bro, I don't care about Arsenal. For Southampton, massive, bro. Getting a point there, massive. Bro, massive. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to keep them up. But that was a massive 3 points. And it's one of those things you want to see from a team coming in the back end of the season. It's that willingness to fight. You don't want to be rolling over at this stage, bro. If you're going down, bro, go down knocking out a few teeth, man. You know them ones. Yeah. You go down this one last wild swing, man. You never know. Catch Arsenal in their little weak chin, second place. That's all it takes sometimes, you know. So massive from Southampton, bro, because everyone thought, shit all season, in the bag. People counting them points already, you know. Seen clips of men counting that.
Me too, brother. And Ash made a good point that Arsenal's run out of steam. And I said this earlier in the season that I don't think they'll be able to keep up the velocity they've been playing at all season, which is not a problem because most teams can't. But they've been at, like, from the minute one, firing all through, no injuries apart from the one big injury to Jesus and now Saliba. Seeming that the Saliba one's a bigger problem to them. Although when you watch them play, their problem isn't as such Holding and Gabriel. It's everywhere else on the pitch. I personally think, I don't know for sure, but it feels like to me that what you said, I think they've looked past the West Ham, not Liverpool, but I think they looked past West Ham and I think they looked past Southampton and said, listen, we need to beat City. Not thinking you got all these, because remember, when these fixtures came out, West Ham and Leeds, West Ham and Southampton have been playing terrible. Up until a week ago, West Ham's record was terrible. And up until a week ago, Southampton were at the bottom of the table, so that says it all. They've looked past it. You've been shot in the foot now. And now you have to hope that even if you play at your best against City, you can still lose if they play at their best. What are you thinking, Enz, bro? Because I see deciding factors coming in this, man.
Nah, do you know what? Like what you said as well, you touched on it earlier on when we spoke about Liverpool versus Arsenal. You told everyone if Arsenal win this game, this will be how they win the title. I think what happened in the Liverpool game, they realized they weren't invincible. You know, no pun intended, but they didn't. They weren't invincible.
Balls right there, bro.
Nah, because what happens is they was like, okay, we're gonna beat Liverpool. All the fan base was like, 3 points, light work, Anfield, no one cares. We're just gonna smash their man over. They were talking about the West Ham game was gonna be more difficult. I heard this. I'm sure you guys heard it as well. The West Ham game was Liverpool showed them. No. Hold yourself. You're not as big as you think you are. You're not as good as you think you are. You might have been okay so far this season, but we've had a season where we stepped back. That shook them up because they could not believe they had to. Bro, the rest from 30 minutes in, you say, cool, Arsenal was equal, if not the better side. After that, they were sitting in their own half. They've never had to do this all season. The only other team not even City, because City was an end-to-end game when they played them. Everyone else, they've been camped in their half, scoring their goals, enjoying their football, you know, dominating possession. Against us, they had to sit in their own half. So I think that knocked them. Then it went into the West Ham game going, hold on, we throw away a lead. Probably had a conversation going, look, get ourselves in a good position again. Don't let that happen again. Then it happened again. They're like, oh, shit. Has that Liverpool game now just messed us up? West Ham now shook us up, and West Ham should have probably scored the winner in that game, to be fair to them. So should we. So that could have been 2 losses. Then they turn up against Southampton going, okay, guys, we understand. Look, we messed up. We have to do well today. Bro, after 30 seconds, bro, Southampton scored. or a minute within the game, Southampton scored. And then we know the game went to 3-1. From that point on, Southampton should have done better. Yeah. And then that would have been 3 losses. Arsenal could have been in a worse position than what they are now. So I think they deserve to be where they are in terms of how shaken the fan base is now, because I didn't like how they were talking. I felt like they started becoming a very disrespectful to some of the fans in the Premier League. Light work, Anfield, West Ham should be okay game. We should win that. Southampton's nothing. They're bottom of the table. The only team we're competing against is Man City. Our front three is as good as Messi, Neymar, and Suarez. Like all these kind of conversation, I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Do you not know that that Arsenal team accumulated more points than the Invincible team? So should we say this team is better than the Invincible team then?
Exactly.
No, they won't have that conversation. They won't have that conversation, bro. They won't have it.
You know what's mad with Arsenal, man? I was talking to 12 man, big up to 12 man, and he said, I was trying to give Arsenal some credit for what they're doing this season, and more specifically Arteta credit. And he goes, "Hey, Zabir, you know the only reason they're dropping off now is because they had a month off for the World Cup. So that pushed the drop off a little bit back. So it's not like it's impressive they didn't fall, you know what I mean, February, March, like they normally do. It's just they have the month off. With Liverpool, bro, when they played us, it's like a bodybuilder, upper body, all day, every day. And we're like, yo, fam, you got no legs. You see what I'm saying? Then they're like, all right, we'll go into West Ham, we'll do some squats. Bro, they ain't have enough leg muscle to do them squats at West Ham. So now they're coming up against Southampton. They're like, Southampton light work. All we have to do is run, get the whole body synced up. You know what I'm saying? Work all the muscle groups. Yep. Go up against Southampton. They're like, bro, we ain't got the stamina. So now they're coming up to City. They realize they got no legs, no leg power for the squats, and no stamina. Bro, this is not the game you ought to be coming into not knowing what your strengths really are. You can't do the upper body thing. Liverpool showed you need legs, fam. You see what I'm saying?
That's
bro.
Right.
Bro, they don't. This is not where they want to be against City, because they have nothing to hold on to. What are they gonna go by?
Yeah,
they're gonna ignore the last 3 results. It's mad.
Yeah, all the holding on to now is that they can pick themselves back up, which I'm sure they can. But they're hoping that because City have the FA Cup final and Champions League, that's going to take something away from them. But the thing is with City, bro, it might make them even better, bro. They're just in the momentum of winning, turning up every week. Listen. Arsenal fans think it's funny because they think that we're trolling them because we're Liverpool fans. And we're just like, nah, we're just saying we've been here before, bro. Like, you think that we're undermining your achievement? No, it's an achievement for what you've done so far. But I was trying to let them know early, as soon as you went out that Europa League, if you don't win the Prem, bro, you're just the same as anyone else in the top 4, apart from City, bro. In fact, bro, I don't care what anyone wants to say because the facts are the facts, bro. If you don't win the league, bro, doesn't matter what happens in the FA Cup final. You haven't had a better season than Man U, bro. They've got silverware and the Champions League, and you've just got the Champions League. You don't like to hear it, bro. I definitely don't like to hear it because I hate Man U, bro. But the fact
that's a stinky point, Savage.
It's horrible, bro. But that's
that's fresh doodle, bro. I have to process it, bro.
We know because we played incredible before against City, battled, done everything we can. Luckily for us, actually not luckily because we grafted. We won the Champions League when we finished a point behind them. Yeah. Just cancelled everything out. Like, fuck, yeah, safe with Champions League.
Oh, shit, bro. Now that point was stinky,
last season, same thing. Oh, we finished a point behind them. Don't matter. We got 2 trophies. And you do that without trophies, bruv. And the fact that even though Spurs are stinky right now, they could still get top 4. You really want to finish the same as Spurs, bruv, after you've been killing them all season. And they've gone through 3 managers.
But shit, bro, that's a stink, bro. You fucked me up, bro, on this hangover show. Now I'm done, fam. Bro, if Man U comes 4th with a trophy, they've achieved more than 2nd place.
Possibly 2 as well, Zabir, because if they win the FA Cup,
I didn't want to make it any stinker than it already is. I didn't want to make it any stinker than it already is. Bro, they can't even chat to a Man U fan. Do you know how stinky that is, bro? Bro, you get nothing for riding the first place of the league to crumble at the end with no trophy.
Zabiri, I think, I don't know for sure, but I think Newcastle 6 points ahead of Tottenham now. I think.
Yeah.
Tottenham could still make top 4, though. We never know what's going to happen in football. And I doubt it, but they could. Imagine finishing the season with your team 2nd and Tottenham 4th, and you both got the same Champions League spots. Not to mention, they don't do Champions League qualifiers anymore. So we're just the same as each other. And all you've got to hang your hat on is at least we finished higher than you. Okay. Tottenham will say, we've been terrible all season. We lost Conte, and we'll get into the news later, but then we lost another manager, and then we're going to end up with the manager that we didn't want before, and we still finished in the same position. Bruv, stinks, bruv. That's all I'm saying, man. And Gary makes a good point, which is kind of funny, but I'm not going to take this still because I'm not shameless. But he said Liverpool will end up having a better season than Arsenal because we won the Community Shield. I'm just saying, certain men are ending without silverware, bruv, don't win the league, bruv.
Nah, the violence, big up to Gary. Nah, the violence is real.
No. Do you know what? I said this in a group conversation, right? Because I said, look, no matter what way, a lot of fan base downplayed the Charity Shield. No, it's the Super Cup for the league. It's the two top teams going head to head for it at the start of the season. We're the only league to water it down. So they don't do it in Spain. They don't do it in Italy. They don't even do that in France. They don't do it in Germany. So we're the only one to kind of water it down.
We're not Pochettino's first trophy for PSG.
Yeah, come on, bro. We know. So when I said to Mandem, and I threw it in there just to see how it landed, I expected man to go, shut up. What are you talking about? Charity Shield. And I was like, ain't the Charity Shield the same as like winning a Carling Cup, to be fair? Mandem was like, like they paused and I was like, okay, that point landed. Okay, makes sense then. I'm not going crazy. But no, they're not going to want to hear it, bro, because if they don't win the league, yeah.
Well,
I'll be like, yeah, man, run the bus for the Charity Shield still.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Man said run the bus, you know.
Just giving our point, bro, but I'm just saying the valid points. If you go win the league, I'll shut my mouth. I would never say well done because I don't wish you well done or anything like that. You, man. But if you win it, you deserved it. You've been great all season. But as I said yesterday, people have to stop pretending like City's been trash all season, bro. It's just because City's so good that when their blips are like City's blips are like 2 draws, bro.
Yeah.
That's it. So everyone's like, oh, yeah, I'm like, bruv, listen. And I'm saying, you're going to see in these last couple of months of the league, of the season, why City brought Haaland, bruv. I promise you, bruv. Forget all the other 50 goals he scored or whatever, bruv. You're going to see at the end of the season why they brought him. Because last season, if we're honest, the Champions League game against Real Madrid, they should have won that game anyway, but they had chances in the last part of the minute, and Grealish and Mahrez and that were missing. Haaland weren't missing them chances, bro. So that's a fact. And then they would have to come up against us, which up in the air, who would have won it? That's what it is. And in this league, bruv, that Arsenal game, if it's 0-0, and I'm trying to trust which team's going to score next in the 80th minute, bro. And one's got Haaland, and one's got De Bruyne. Listen, man. No disrespect, because I think Odegaard and that's great.
Shout your boy out Grealish as well, bro. On top of that, man. Don't leave him, man.
Nah, you know what? The reason why I didn't mention Grealish because that's the equivalent to he plays left wing in it, which is the equivalent.
Nah, Savage. But in the 89th minute, 0-0, you trust a man to win a pen.
I trust
put your boy in there. Gotta put your boy in there.
Yeah, hey, Grealish. Then you know what I'm saying.